What if we sent the cheeseburger into space?
Does it? How would we launch it?
We'd have to
Well,
get hold of Elon Musk.
No, it's... I'd directly Elon Musk could jump right on board to it, to be honest.
No, I know.
If this boy is sending fake money to space, he's going to send a fucking burger to space, isn't he? But no, going back to the question, I think if we could get a bees burger to break the sound barrier, I reckon it can make it to space, no problem.
So we need to get a cheeseburger to reach over 343 feet per second.
Yes, precisely.
I have something that I can contribute towards that.
What?
So I'll go out into Cardiff, you know, whilst you guys are like going through all the details and stuff, trying to get the best possible results and all right, most accurate results. I'll go through and send out surveys. So I'll speak to people and I'll say, look, whenever you have a bees churger, how fast do you think it can go?
Yeah, should we do a survey?
And then I'll see then. Jordan will come with me because you know he's interested in this. I can tell, right? We see the average of all the people we ask as to how fast they think a bees churger can travel, and then we'll compare it to the results.
Thing is, do you reckon the cheeseburger would be faster if it was hot or cold?
Are we ordering it or are we picking it up fresh?
No, because my train of thought here is that obviously on its way up to space it's gonna be a bit toasty in it from the speed.
Yeah,
But then when it's actually in space, it's going to be quite cold because there's not a lot of heat in space unless it's like next to the sun. But we want this cheeseburger to come back to Earth, so we can't send it to the sun.
Well, I reckon if the bees sugar is warm to begin with, right, it lets the cheese melt, right? But then as it cools down, it solidifies, and the cheese will act as a glue, which means it holds its center of mass.
Oh yeah, no, there's no question the integrity of the cheeseburger. It's whether or not it's going to be quicker when it's warmer or colder. Because obviously it's as we know, it's going to be quite warm on entry to space. It's going to be cold in space, and then it's going to be fucking piping hot on re-entry to the Earth's orbit. Because obviously, you know, it catches on fire as the atmosphere. But whether or not we're on about long distance space travel or not, because if we want to send this cheeseburger to another planet, you know, it might take some time when it's cold in space.
I think it's going to have to be cold, just so it retains its center of mass.
Well, yeah, there's no way we can keep it warm in space. That's what I'm saying. If we were going to send it to a different planet, I wonder if we'd even be alive by the time we reach the planet. Because it's going to be. Does that make any sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. I think it's one of the reasons why, unfortunately, I think we can rule out a warm bees sugar from this equation. It's just not going to work.
Well, it's going to be warm a majority of the time, innit? Well, again, it depends on how fast it travels when it's cold.
I feel as if it's going to cool down pretty quick. Okay, so the
Saying
first thing
that,
we need to test out is how fast does a cheeseburger cool down in flight.
That's our first step to testing then, is it? You reckon?
Yeah,
Okay.
I reckon.
Okay.
You think, mind, if this cheeseburger was breaking the sound barrier and moving at the speed of light, it wouldn't take that long to get to space, would it? So I feel like if that was the case, most of the mission would be spent as a cold cheeseburger, because it's not taking too long to get to space, but it's going to be in space longer than it is taking time to get to space.
True. Alright then, I raise you another question.
What?
Quarter pounder or an half pounder?
Well, again, this is why we need to test out as many variables as possible, isn't it?
True.
I mean, there is the possibility of going back to Joel's fucking Frankenstein burger, of just chucking them all together and seeing what happens. But at the same time, it's just space travel we're talking about here. It's not really something we want to be gambling with.
On a space travel, can we?
No.
What happened the last time someone fucked around with space travel? He turned himself green.
I thought he became Pluto.
No, he turned himself green.
Oh, okay.
And then he
so-
had his grandson to help him because he couldn't turn himself back from being green.
Oh, I tell you what, I think I know what you're on
You're
about. I
tearing
remember
the
watching this
fucking pickle,
really
for
funny
God's
show, right?
sake.
This, this old man turned himself into a pickle.
Awesome.
Can I just alarm you boys that the PlayStation Kanyo was saying, so a really bright idea they might be stealing right now.
If Sony sent a burger to Mars before us, then we know why.
What's the reason?
Or they've been listening to our plan, haven't they? They've heard what we're saying. And they're thinking,
so
these lot are on something.
Watch
We need,
the
we
National
need...
Geographic.
No, Sony thinking, we're listening to these boys talking about their Operation Moonburger. And they're thinking, we need something to fund the PlayStation 6. So we'll do this fucking kick-ass burger idea.
Yeah, no, yeah, they could be.
And then we'll...
copyright this, boys.
PlayStation, I would like you to sign an NDA. I'll be sending one to you right away.
There's a sandstorm. There's no rounds in this map. It's... Fuck, I can't concentrate. I'm so... like... engrossed in this bloody burger thing. I can't concentrate on the game.
Mate, I'm invested. As soon as you said the word cheeseburger, I was up for it.
I've never noticed a sandstorm on this map, though. Mind
something you
actually,
could
what we...
trigger?
I don't know. What we could do... going back earlier to Elon Musk, is we could tweet him. He's quite big on the Twitter at the moment, and he that's his main platform. We could tweet him and be like, listen, while you're sending Dogecoin to the moon, chuck a burger on the old on the shuttle. Well, you know,
Shoot it back down to us.
well, no, I assume it's going to be an unmanned shuttle in it, just Dogecoin, because no one's going to risk their life for that. But chuck a cheeseburger on the outer side of the shuttle, and let us know how it's getting on. Or give us our own office space in the SpaceX program, and we'll monitor the burger. I mean, it is our idea after all. We should be the ones to monitor it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we are that smart that we do deserve this. You know.
We deserve our own space compound.
In all fairness, I think we should just take his job.
Oh, he is a nice bloke. He's a nice bloke, bit of a weirdo, but he's not smart enough to come up with sending a burger to space. Who do you think now? This is big picture thinking. This is if we can send a burger to space, that equals future colonization of space. The burger couldn't survive, so can we.
That's true. That's very, very valid points you're bringing up there, Mog.
I'm actually going to write this email out, I don't care.
Dear Elon Musk, we at Nighthawk Space Industry have a very interesting business proposition for you. Now, within our fine establishment, we have pondered the speed of a cheeseburger. Now, in our studies, we'd like to know if a cheeseburger can survive space, maybe even planetary travel. We have decided to select you, lucky sod, to aid us in our conquest of planetary colonization via cheeseburger transport. Do you accept? Yes or yes?
Yes.
I honestly
Oh my
don't
God.
think... What?
The email is press@tesla.com.
What's
Well,
it?
change it to eloncheeseburger.com. I'm so done with this conversation. Fuck me.
No, you're not.